Okay. Just I do the clap.
Oh.
I love your story because I feel like the path to making movies in Austin has a lot of full circle moments in it for y'all.
We grew up in Louisiana. We started making, I wouldn't call them films, but we carried a camera around all the time and moved to Austin thinking we would get closer to the industry here and see some of our heroes like Linklater, because we grew up watching Dazed and Confused.
That was one movie we watched like repeatedly.
Trying to emulate that, and our mom always said if she ever meets Linklater, she's gonna punch him in the face.
Oh, why's that?
Because we got in a lot of trouble trying to emulate Dazed and Confused.
Understandably.
There was no one making movies when we were growing up in Louisiana. We came to Austin for a vacation once and we're getting like a Kirby Lane or somewhere and they're like, oh, there's the director of Dazed and Confused. And we're like, wow, that's cool. And then we ended up moving here.
Getting a part in his film. You may recognize us in Fast Food Nation.
We're in there for about a second,
We're,
maybe a half a
Is
second.
it featured extra 1 and 2?
extras.
Yes.
But it was great because we were in a scene with Lou Pucci and Avril Lavigne.
Like he auditioned us to like be featured extras.
So you got to be in a movie that a guy you had grown up as your favorite
Yeah.
director.
Yeah.
So did I hear Avril Lavigne?
Avril Lavigne was
yeah,
on set.
yeah.
Nick was studying poetry at the time. He started talking lyrics with her and whatnot. I went to the bathroom and I came back and there was like a hangout area and Nick's leaning on the grand piano reading Dickinson to Avril Lavigne. I'll never forget that, yeah.
So where did it begin?
My mom's family was all Lebanese, so it was like all about storytelling.
We definitely grew up around these big characters in Louisiana. We'd hear them all and like, where do we fit in this? And you don't really know what's true or not.
So you guys use your storytelling to kind of make sense of your own upbringing?
I think it was a lot trying to make sense of like, that was a unique childhood, That's with some unique figures.
Where we grew up with some chaos and dysfunction, as you say. We were always together like, are you seeing this too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do we relate?
I once had a wise person say like, I think y'all banded together to kind of like survive, make sense of everything. We did have a great childhood.
Eventually that evolved to us just being more behind the camera and focused more on storytelling and writing, and we've been writing for the last 10 years.
We would get obsessed with a film, and just watch that same, like Dazed and Confused, for instance. We'd watch a film over and over, but we never thought we would make films. And so then when we moved to Austin, it was like all of a sudden not only were we around legendary filmmakers, but also like all these people our age were doing it, making movies, or being in bands. And that when we started to think, oh, we could do this.
Yeah. It could be a reality.
Yeah. This could be possible here.
Right.
And we're sitting here at the Stephen F. Austin Bar and your first movie premiered just a block down. What was that like?
That was surreal. To see our name on the marquee was wild because we spend every summer going to the summer film series over at Paramount, which is like favorite thing to do in Austin.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I've seen so many great classics there.
Come to Austin, and it didn't take very long until you have a movie here and it's premiering.
Well, it took us.
Yeah, I left the number out for a reason.
It's a while, but
never give up on your dreams.
We're still under 40. So.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know if you realize, but every time you meet a new chick, you come over here saying, I'm gonna marry this girl.
So the Golden Rut, tell us a bit about that tale and kind of how it relates to y'all's lives.
The Golden Rut is definitely loosely based on our experience acting in Austin in our 20s and at the same time trying to date. And so being an artist, trying to date someone with a more stable career.
I think we were like, okay, we don't really have a message for people in their 30s, but we probably have a message for a 20-year-old.
That's where your wisdom lands.
I have a message for a 20-year-old. Hey, if you're trying to be an actor and date, here's a few things not to do.
Yeah, oh, there you go. A few things not to do based on our own previous experiences.
How much money can you make acting?
A lot, like millions.
How much money did you make last year? Like 20 grand, 30 grand?
No, last year I made like $1,200.
Because that's what's so fun. You are filmmakers, but you also are actors in the movie. And you are brothers. So what does that look like?
One, it's really fun to work together. It's probably why we do it. I mean, we lived together. Before I got married, my wife was like, you have to move out. She was like, we lived together for 8 years. And then we got an office together, and so we go to work, so we did that, we were together a lot. It's so nice to know someone's in there 100%.
And so now that the movie's available on Amazon, how does that feel knowing people anywhere can watch it and see it?
It's really cool.
That was a long time coming. It doesn't even seem real.
People are watching it and sending us screenshots and like telling us that certain parts they love and whatnot. And it's not us sending a link out and asking them to please watch it.
Yeah, like in the beginning days when you're getting started.
It's bizarre. It's beautiful.
There is nudity in this film. And so I had told, we did a post when it came out, and we were like, hey, it's around Christmas, here's our film, don't watch it with your grandma.
That is a very helpful disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
And my friend comes up to me like 2 weeks later, he's like, I thought you were kidding, and I literally watched it with my grandma.
And she got up and walked out.
Straighten your arms like this. Breathe. It's confidence pose. Can I buy you a coffee?
Why?
So making a film is a big endeavor. What are some lessons you took away from that?
With film, it's like, no, you got to keep fighting, and then it just gets
Yeah.
better and better and better.
How do I like act from a place of inspiration rather than fear? I think that's like the main struggle.
So your early 20s self in Louisiana, obsessed with movies, wanting to be in the art scene but not knowing if it's possible, would you still tell that kid to move here and do it?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
like
I
that
think-
joy of creating, that is what keeps you going.
It helps
You
to
know?
have somebody, the times it gets really stressful, we're there to remind each other that like, hey, we're taking this a little too serious.
Yeah.
You know,
And we got into this because we
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
it.
let's remember why we're doing this.
I know you are working with a really great community of filmmakers here in Austin. What's on the horizon without giving away too much?
These filmmakers in town who are so helpful and supportive. Since we started out, we could always go to them and they'd give us advice and try and help.
Is that your way of diverting from my question? So you don't have to tell me what's on the horizon?
horizon.
That's what we call a very good tease.
Well, I've been investing in Bitcoin a lot, so I think making the next movie is gonna be pretty easy.
We have another movie we've been working on for a while. It's a comedy. It's a family crime-esque kind of comedy. It's a crime-edy, yeah.
There you go.
How do you get along with someone in your family when you feel like you are completely different with them?
And I'm sure a lot of people would like to know the answer to that question.
And we have the answer, so stay tuned.
So I'm glad you have the answer. Cheers to that, gentlemen.
cheers.
Cheers.
Keeping your mouth quiet, shut at family gatherings.